is Georgie Newbery and I run Common Farm Flowers, a small flower farm and floristry business in Somerset. And today I'm going to show you some little wedding flower techniques for people who'd like to grow their own wedding flowers or arrange their own wedding flowers. Wedding flowers rightly cost a merry fortune because you're asking a team of people to work hard all over a weekend and their job is to give you perfection. However, you may not want to spend a fortune on your wedding, and if you think you can grow your own or arrange your own, then I'm going to give you some hot tips for doing clever things yourselves. So when you're making a buttonhole, think about the material that you really need. I like to make a little tiny posy buttonhole with maybe 4 or 5 little ingredients. I'm not a big fan of anything too structured. I like it to look like a little posy. And I will use the material I'm using in my buttonhole to support all the different flower heads. So I don't need to do a great deal of wiring. If you're going to do your own buttonholes, a really good idea is to make them the night before, put them in water so they've got a really good drink until you need them, and then at the very last minute you pop them out of the water, give them a good squeeze with a real towel, and then pin them on, and they'll last. If it's a boiling hot day, they will not last forever and ever, but they will certainly last through the ceremony and for the photographs and Uncle Willie coming along and hugging you like you've never been hugged before. So I'm going to use some quite strong flower heads, some seed heads, a little bit of wildflower, and one quite strong head which is going to be the central piece of material, the central flower. I'm going to use flowers which you might not think normally would work, like a sweet pea, which you might think wouldn't last, and actually if they're quite well out they'll last nicely. But I'm going to use seed heads to be the strong part of the flower, of the buttonhole. I'm going to wire one flower. I use very, very thin stub wire, which you should be able to get from your local florist or from a florist wholesaler online. Here we go. So when you finish, pop them in water overnight. Make sure the water's right up to the neck of the vase because they're quite short-stemmed now and they can risk being out of water. Leave them there, they have a nice long drink until the very last minute. Hop them out, pin them onto your coat and off you go to the wedding.